What's up, y'all? It's been a while since I went live. Not necessarily a long time, but we here. We back. We are back. Yeah, I've been feeling a little under the weather. I've been meaning to do a live for like the last I want to say like 2 days now, but I've been trying to like rest up a little bit, man. But happy Friday to y'all. Happy whatever day that y'all tuning in. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm on here tonight to talk about um identifying the soul sickness and pointing it out within yourself rather than looking at other people and what's wrong with them. Just being able to recognize it within yourself, and not only that, in a deeper sense, not identifying with it as well. And this is going to be the theme going in the next month of to Purpose Served is a question that I already asked on here, but I'm introducing two more questions. And the first question was, would you rather be accepted by those in darkness or be rejected because of the light? The second question is, would you rather be loved for who you are or loved for what you have? The third question is it better to be prideful or humble? And the fourth question is it better to be patient or impatient? And actually, it's five. There's a in today's day and age is something that I talk about all the time. It's just that we are becoming whatever the algorithm is showing us. We're highly influenced by it, and we are molding ourselves to that. And we're thinking in those same type of regards that whatever's facing us. And in order for you to be who you truly are meant to be, you must express yourself from the core of your being, man. From the most center, like core of your being, and that is that light beam that's going to get you through all the way through this darkness by expressing yourself in the most creative way possible. And it's not a matter of thinking. It's not a matter of feeling. It's simply a matter of being who you are meant to become. Last 2 days within me being alone, the one thing that hit me is that I've been overthinking so much about everything. And that overthinking has been getting in the way of me living life truly, 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 truly. And it really hit me last night. I met a friend of mine's barbershop, and he put on this jazz set by a guy named Yusef Days. And I was like amazed, man. Listening to like the music and the vibe and the setting of it, it blew my mind. And it made me realize like, holy crap, I've been in such a creative block that it's not even fun. I've been doing and overthinking that I'm doing and recognizing that. And it's like, holy crap, there's so much life to be lived that I'm not living. And I'm not living. And like I said, going back to what I just said, it's not a matter of thinking it through because it's simply impossible if I just try to think. And I'm not meant to know all the answers. Life is such a mystery, and that's the beauty in it, not knowing the uncertainty and going anyway and doing whatever you got to do anyway, man. That is truly the beauty in it. A lot of people, it feels out to the point where it immobilizes them and it makes them fearful to even take a step. It paralyzes them in fear. And this is a place where I was once at in my life. to be quite honest. And something that I tell like the story all the time is when I very first started the Purpose Served podcast. And first off, I didn't want to be in front of a camera. I didn't feel comfortable talking in front of a camera. I didn't feel anything that I had to say. And that thought alone brought so much fear. It was like ridiculous. It was freaking ridiculous. But I've also been the type of person on the opposite end of it. If I'm know that fearful and scared of something, I'm gonna go regardless. You know, and I one of the like kids that I'm training in basketball is just that even when you are full of doubt and you are scared, the point of courage and the what courage actually means is just that you're gonna do direction regardless. And it's like keep falling on the bike. You got to keep getting up on the bike and you got to keep riding. You have to keep riding. You're going to get bumped up. You're going to get bruised. And the first time that you go, it's not going to be a smooth ride. But over time, you're not even going to be thinking about it. And a part of that fear and a part of that doubt comes with that soul sickness that I'm talking about. And it carries over the older that you get, man. And in the world that we're living in today, it is having crazy detrimental effects to a lot of people. And this soul sickness is creating a lot of anxiety and depression in people. And they're having a hard time trusting places, trusting people. And I get it. I totally understand. But once you're able to truly trust yourself, it's going to have other people trust you. And the effect of that, what if they're able to trust themselves and the ripple effect goes on and it keeps continuing? We need, instead of more positivity, we need more truth. We need things to be more whole. Instead of it being lopsided towards one side of the beam. And I get it. It's cool to be happy. It's cool to be positive. But there is an opposite end to that scale, man. And that's being unhappy and being negative. And life comes with both of those things. It comes with both. Neutral to both of those things so it don't affect you and it don't pull you in. And if you ask a lot of people what they want in their life, they say they want to be happy. They don't want no worries in the world. A lot of people want material gains and material success. They want a lot of money. They want a great job. They want relationships and all of that. But they never want to know who they are. Because majority of people don't know who they are. Majority of people, when you ask them who they are, they're going to give you a name. They're going to tell you that their son, their father, they're this, they're that. But is that really who they are? Like, seriously. It's a title of like what they do, but it's not necessarily who they are. For real, for real. And that job is to figure out who we are. And when we check up out of here, God is going to wonder if you did his will or not. And majority of people are very, very resistant to God's will for their life. And they oppose it. And we have a tendency to do what we want. And us having this tendency of doing what we want, it like deepens like the soul sickness, to be quite honest. Muslim, nah. I am a Christian. I am a Christian. But it's very important identifying what's deeply going on within you. Identify what is the outside things that to make you feel and react in the way that you react to certain situations that make you get angry and that make you upset and that make you get carried away in certain actions that you might soon regret in the future or immediately. It's very reactive instead of it being proactive, instead of it coming from the source, and instead of it coming from the core of who we are. And life is forcing us in that direction. And it may not look like it on the surface level, but it's 100% forcing us. And everything happens for a reason. Something that I talk about on here a lot. What's going on with Carlos Gaming? But you're being pulled in a certain direction. No, and you have an imprint on your life that is you are going to keep falling in the same cycles. Like I said, no matter what, unless you're able to break free and get out of the cave of darkness that you're in and follow the light of truth. And by recognizing that and recognizing that the darkness can't blame anybody else, but you have to start with yourself, man, your whole world is going to open up. And do any of y'all truly want a peace of mind, or do y'all constantly want to escape not the world but yourself? Because a lot of people just try to escape themselves, man. Gotta be they gotta distract themselves on their phone. They gotta distract themselves with videos. They gotta distract themselves with movies. All of that because they can't stand being with themselves. And you gotta you gotta understand you're gonna spend the most time with yourself when it's all said. Relationship, whether you're surrounded by family, friends, or all of that, you're gonna spend the most time with yourself when it's all said and done. So your best bet is to figure out who you are. And another best bet that you can certainly guarantee is that you have no control whatsoever. Go. You literally gotta let it go. You gotta let it go and you gotta surrender to what is. And if you do that, you're gonna be in this moment, this present moment, which is all you have. You don't have anything else. You don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow morning. You don't know if you're gonna see next week. You don't know if you're guaranteed next year. And days and years that came before is over and done with, and you can't go back to that. You can't relive it. You can get a glimpse of it in like a picture or a video. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to yesterday and the times past. So be present. Ain't no better feeling in the world than being present. And once you're actively present in your day, a lot of worries disappear. Depression disappear. Regret disappear. Anxiety disappear. It all disappears because you're here right now. And it sounds crazy. It sounds cliche. Um, it sounds simple. But once you truly understand this for yourself, you will feel so much lighter. I promise you. And a lot of people, the reason why they're not feeling lighter is because they weighed down by earthly matters, man. They weighed down by materialistic things that's keeping them a slave and shackled down and worrying about things that is not important. But society will condition you to make you feel as though like these worries are important. Like working a job, practical, but it shouldn't be something that you stressed about. Seriously, a lot of people let work, whatever the drama is going on in the work, stresses them out, and you shouldn't let nobody move you off your square at all. You shouldn't let other people have a stronghold on you so much that it affects your you can never escape your own thoughts. In the end of the day, you're just you judging yourself and hating on yourself. That's a great point. And something to really, really recognize and to understand when it does come to that is to not identify with your thoughts, identify with your body. And that's where the majority of people fall short at. So many people is whatever it is that they're thinking, they think that their thoughts is them. Whatever it is that they're feeling, they think that those feelings are them. And it's not. You can see your feelings. And whatever it is, that thing that's observing what I just said is the real you. That's who you really are. Going back to that question of who are you? And you're not your thoughts and you're not your feelings. You're an observer of all of this. And once you identify them with your thoughts and feelings, that's where all the problems come. Because it's your ego. It's your little tiny, fragile ego that is dictating your life right now. And our egos don't really know anything, man. There's a video that I giving a breakdown on the work of Carl Jung, who was like a Swiss psychiatrist. This video, it was talking about the persona, the shadow, and the self. And the persona is that mask that we put on to people, but it's not really. It's a fake version of ourselves that we present to the world for for what we want people to see, who we think we are, but it's not really who we are. And our shadow is the repressed nature of who we are that we hide from other people. And the deeper layer of that is the self, which is who we really. Everybody has these three, and most people identify with their persona, and this is where a lot of problems go wrong because especially with the rise of like social media is 100% creating a very, very highly narcissistic culture where people only think about themselves. And people are presenting the world. They're presenting their highlights and not necessarily who they truly are. And social media wasn't always like used like that. This is fairly new. Social media is a fairly new thing. It hasn't been around for like 50 years. It's like 20 years old, max. 25 years old. The way that people are starting to use it in the direction that we're going in, it's like it's getting rotted out. Zane, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, appreciate it, man. Um appreciate the support. Seriously. God bless you, man, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're serving your purpose. That's the whole point of this platform is to encourage people to serve their purpose because even though I'm saying all of these things, I really, really, truly believe that there's hope in the world, man. All hope is not lost, for sure. I believe that you can achieve perfect peace and you don't have to die in order to receive that from God. You can recognize it right here, right now, by doing what I simply said, by letting go and walking in the light of truth. But the craziest thing to that, this is the craziest thing to that, right? You have self. You have to die to your old self to give birth to the new version of yourself that walks in the spirit and truth. Oh, my bad. Still, serve your purpose. God bless you. God, um, and going into next month, like I said, I'm going to be doing like live discussions in a public setting and having an open discussion with people. And very important that you don't look for acceptance from other people that's walking in darkness. And it's much better for you to be rejected for the light that you're emanating instead of con- like conforming to how this world wants you to be. In death of your soul and spirit and not necessarily your body, then you got to go in the opposite direction of that. Seriously, because we all know what this is all leading to. And the one thing is, and we're about to get incredibly, incredibly deep here. And you have to go into like the previous lives and check out the other podcasts of me talking about this stuff. It's been getting incredibly deep. And I've been talking about the 3 degrees of knowledge, which is the first degree is of body, the love of the body, cleaving to the body. The second degree is of the soul. And the third degree is of the spirit. And for the majority of people, hard for them to distinguish between the second and third degree of knowledge of the soul and spirit, and they count them as one and the same. But the soul is, yeah, I'm getting over a cold. I would have done a live like 2 or 3 days ago, but every day. I'm a basketball trainer. I also play basketball. I'm playing in like 3 different leagues. And I also prepare a lot of things and involve myself in a lot of things in regards to like purpose served. Um but yeah, going back to what I said with the 3 degrees of knowledge, a lot of people get stuck on the first degree, and that's of the body. And something here, uh I've probably read this to you guys like so many times, but I'm gonna read it again. I'm 100% going to read it again. This comes from this book that I'm currently reading, Ascetic Homilies of Saint Isaac the Syrian. And in this book, there's 77 homilies, which is spiritual edification. This guy was a Christian Syrian monk from the 6th century. He pretty much to be in union with theosis. Theosis. And there's quotes that I wrote down for each degree of knowledge, which came from, yet again, I'm gonna repeat myself, the 52nd degree of knowledge, 52nd homily, excuse me. So, like I said, cling on to the first degree, which is of the body. And these bodies that we're given, this is like the craziest thing about life, man. This is like the craziest thing about life, right? We get these temporary bodies for repentance. What do I mean by that? And it's temporary little life that we get. It's housing our soul, which animates our body, and our soul houses our spirit, which animates the soul. And God is spirit, and we must live from the spirit of God. Anything else contrary to that is contrary. This is how you become immortal. This is how you guys become immortal. You guys have to live through the spirit of God. And most people live for instant gratification and to please their bodies because they think that this physical world is all there is. And there's nothing stacked on top. You can't see your thoughts and you can't see your feelings, but they're controlling you. That means that you're living unconsciously. Listen to what I'm saying right now. Please. That means you're living unconsciously. You have to wake up and consciously live. Death and turning towards the light of truth and life. And you're facing God. That's what repentance is. It's the renewing of your mind. Repentance is the renewing of your mind. So, off that rant a little bit, the first degree of knowledge. This is one of the quotes from the ascetic homilies of St. Isaac the Syrian. When knowledge cleaves to the love of the body, it gathers up the following provisions: wealth, vainglory, honor, body, special means to guard the body's nature from adversities. Asu, I can't even say the word. I'm blacking out right now. Um, asa, assiduity. This is crazy. And rational wisdom, such as a suitable for the government, in which gushes forth the novelties of inventions, the arts, sciences, doctrines, and all other things which crown the body in this visible world. So that's all the things that the body craves. The body craves want to be seen by the world, want to be recognized by the world, and this world is fleeting away every single day. Every single day. And our bodies seek rest. And this can come with the passion of like laziness. Wealth. And I preach on here all the time as well. Don't store your treasures here on earth. You have to store your treasures in a heavenly place. And that's going to be inside of you. It's not going to be found outside of you. The second degree of knowledge. And this is of the soul. So we got the first degree of the body, the second degree of the soul, and the third degree of the spirit. But it turns towards deep reflections and the love of the soul, then it is the aforementioned good deeds with the help of the soul's understanding and cooperation with the senses of the body and in the light of the soul's nature. Do you know your soul's nature? Hi, can you say Antonio Lovato is in hospital in coma? Oh, for Antonio, I wish Antonio well. Truly, God be with him and God be with your family, man. Or ma'am, Miriam. Um, yeah. God bless you guys. And the second degree of knowledge when it comes to the soul is this is deeply associated with your five senses and learning how to internalize your five senses and have instead of having them be projected into the physical world. And that's a very, very difficult thing to understand. Because a lot of times when we hear the things that we see, the things that we touch, the things that we smell, and the things that we taste, it affects our soul and it taints our soul and it mutilates our soul. And this is what contributes a huge amount to the soul sickness that we experience on a daily. And Everybody, whether they are conscious of it or not, or unconscious of it, they want to be whole. People want to be whole, man. They don't want to be happy. They don't want to think positive thoughts all the time. Think positive. Just be happy. That's all I want. I want to be happy. No, you just want, and you want the truth. That soul truly want. Your body want to be happy. Your money. You have to die to your body. You got to die to your like flesh. You know? And a lot of people don't necessarily how to operate from the spirit, how to operate from our soul, and how to live our purpose, how to truly know what our purpose is. Because once your purpose hits you, you're going to know without second guessing. You're going to really know without guessing what your purpose is. And everybody that's experiencing life, like, has majority of people are just unconscious to it. They're brain dead to it. And you got to wake up and experience the purpose for what it is. I encourage y'all to do that. Because not only is that going to change your life for the better, that's going to change the people's lives like around you for the better. Guaranteed. Stamp it. Stop playing. And going on to the third degree of knowledge, which is of the spirit. When knowledge is raised above earthly things and the cares of earthly activities, and its thoughts begin to gain experience in inward matters, which are hidden from the eyes, and when in part it scorns the recollections of things, once the perverseness of the passions arises, and when it stretches itself upward and follows faith in its solitude for the future age, in its desire for what has been promised us, and in searching deeply into hidden mysteries, then faith itself swallows up knowledge, converts it, spirit. We are so far removed from that third degree of knowledge because we operate in that first degree of the body, and we've done it so well that we have a hard time interpreting. We have the observer within ourselves, which is the image of God within ourselves, our Imago Dei. Something I've been talking about for a while now. Why is that? Why are we experiencing such a strong breakdown in society right now? Are people living more so out of pride, or are people living more so out of humility? Why is it hard to be yourself in a day and age like this? Why are people so impatient? Why do people want to be known for what they have rather than who they are? These are deep questions that we have to reflect on. And not only that, we shouldn't be trying to come up with a quick answer for these, but really take the time to deeply reflect within ourselves to understand what's going on. The worst thing that you can possibly do is quickly start judging other people. That's the worst thing you can do. The best thing that you can possibly do before you start judging other people is to analyze yourself thoroughly and completely. Analyze your thoughts, analyze your feelings, analyze more. And then after that, you're gonna, over time, it might take a while, it might take some years, it might take a couple of months, or it might take a couple of days. Who knows? Seriously, who knows? But you have to get to know that, observe, watching all of these things take shape and happen. because there's layers to this thing that we're living in and this reality that we're living in. It gets deep. It gets so deep. But we as people have a really, really wicked nature, man. We as people are really, man. Take the time out and look at what's going on in the world today, and you will soon quickly realize that of how it's wild. But if you haven't heard it before, I'll be the first person to tell you is that you are a reflection of the world around you. So that's why you shouldn't judge other people. And you should see other people as a reflection of yourself. Most people don't do that. Seriously. And the reason why most people don't do that is because they're blind to themselves. It's hard for them to see, man. And you have to open up your eyes to really see what's going on out here. You gotta open up your eyes. But all in all, that's what I wanted to come on here to talk about. Identifying the soul sickness. And those questions that I asked earlier within this live, we're going to be going deep dive into these questions in the following months to come. Well, the following month to come. And these questions is going to get deeper. And hopefully for some of y'all that's tuned into this live, I hope to catch y'all in the near future, man. And I hope to hear from y'all. I hope to see y'all. And all in all, man, there's God within us. Christ is within. You know what I'm saying? And that's the example that we have to live. That is the example we've been called to live, man. Walk in the light of truth and turn away from the darkness of lies, deceptions, and death. And live life. Be who you were truly meant to be and serve your purpose, man. Your purpose. Serve your purpose. Serve your purpose. I'm out of here. You know, this is cool. This was cool. Yeah, thanks for everybody that participated. We are officially past 100. And yeah, man, I'm wishing y'all so much blessings, man. Tuning into this, man. Stay blessed. Walk in the light of truth. And that's literally all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta say. I'm out of here. Have a good one.